Bani, and like Master Ji said, I've been here for about 10 years. We were part of the first graduating class, and when we started Bhajan class, I remember like the first day, it was all of us sitting in a circle, and Master Ji had printed out a sheet to teach us what the Mahamantra was and some other basic shlokas, and then that was class. And I remember I went back home, and my mom asked me, she's like, did you have fun? Do you want to go back? And I was like, yeah, it was so much fun. And next class was completely different. We had our sheet, but next class Master Ji had arranged all these instruments to be there. I know we had a mridanga, we had one, we had I think 1 or 2 kartals, and like a couple other random instruments. And it definitely has progressed a long way, just seeing everything that we have out here today. And class has progressed for sure, and I know that because of class, I've learned so much. I know that when I first started class, I was not a huge public speaker. I didn't really like giving presentations, and Master Ji really urged us. He's like, do presentations. Meena, why don't you start? And so I put something together for Dwarka exploration. I think I had all the different word art fonts that you could possibly have, every single color. And Master Ji and I had a lot of back and forth. He helped me narrow it down. He helped me figure out what to say. And I gave my first presentation. I was really nervous. But after giving multiple presentations, I started to become more and more comfortable with it. And in high school, I went on to competing state and national level for public speaking. So it was just something that really stuck with me, and it's something that I still enjoy doing to this day. Because of all the guidance that Master Ji has given, I know that you all were fortunate enough to be part of the public speaking class, which I think was a really cool opportunity for all of you who took part in that. And it's really, definitely like that class, everything that Master Ji has to offer, there's so many other benefits that you get from it, like the dramas. I know that for the first drama that we had, Yoga Kshemam, there was I think 5 of us who were acting, and then all the parents and Master Ji all came together to create the props. I think we had a shower curtain for the door, and no multimedia for that. I think we had very like basic things for that, but it was still so much fun putting it together. And now we've for sure progressed a long way. We have multiple dramas in 1 year now. And I would really encourage all of you to really take your time and be a part of that. Master Ji does so much to just do the recordings, write the script, do the do the practices for it. So please use that and actually be part of it. I know something fun I had a chance to do was help direct one of the plays, and that's something that I'm gonna always keep with me. That's like a leadership activity. I know another leadership activity Master Ji had us do 1 year was have like a community service project. So there were so many multiple projects out there. The project that I was a part of and had a chance to lead was the Food for Poor project. And I think not only did I learn about leadership, but I also learned about volunteerism and how important that is. I had a chance to do that for about 2-3 years before going to college. Definitely take part of things like that. I know volunteerism is something that if Master Ji wasn't volunteering, we wouldn't be here right now. This is him volunteering. So that's something that's been instilled in me because of this class. And lastly, I would have to say one big change in my life after coming to this class was before I joining this class, we were non-vegetarians. And so every day we would come to class and Master Ji would say, what are the 4 pillars of bhakti? And in my mind, at the time, I would be like, okay, I did 3 out of the 4. That's pretty good, right? Like 75%, that's passing. But then Master Ji, every single class period would say, no, you need to do all the 4 before you'll be able to like actually start the process of bhakti. So that really had me thinking about where my food was coming from, why it was wrong, and all these things. And then around, I think when I was in 8th grade, we all, like my entire family and we all became vegetarian, and that's something that I'm really thankful for.
You are also changing some of your roommates, right? Yeah, she changed. She changing there in the ECU.
But I would really like to thank Master Ji for all he does, for starting this class, for helping us and providing so many things for us. And I don't think I would be the person that I am today if it wasn't for this class.
That's
I'm Ankita, and like Master G said, I'm one of the alumni of Bhajan class, and we started when we were like 11 years old. Anu was like 5, Archie was like a newborn. So now, like 10 years later, I'm almost 21, and it's crazy to think that so much time has passed by. But through the 5 years that I continuously attended Bhajan class, the one thing that I will say that was instilled within me was service. And service, service was just the one thing that I learned so much from this class. And what I have to say about it is that it also helped me guide my college career. So I always knew I wanted to be a doctor. I always knew that I wanted to be a pre-medical student, things like that. But specifically now I'm majoring in public health, and public health has to do with dealing with the whole community, serving the whole community, and making sure that the health of the community is better. So those kinds of things were all because of the things that I did in Bhajan class. The Prison Seva program is one really big thing that every application, every interview that I went to, they always asked about it. What is this program? What did you do in it? Things like that. It really was impactful in your application because you think that, you're not really making a difference, but you really are with this program. I don't know, then my passion for service just continued, and I got the opportunity through my college career to go abroad, and going abroad really opened my views in a lot of things. And one of the things that was happening there at the time, I was studying abroad in the Netherlands, and one of the things that was happening there at the time was the refugee crisis. And the refugee crisis was at its highest point. If you guys don't know about it, there's just a lot of political turmoil in that whole area. So just from the things that I learned in Bhajan class, I knew that I could not stay idle. I had to make some sort of involvement, I had to make some sort of action to kind of leave my impact on the area. So I decided to start volunteering at the refugee camp, and I met amazing people there, and I brought back those experiences here. And all of that would not have happened if I didn't have the value of service and the value of what it feels like to help other people in any way possible through Bhajan class. And just sitting here today, it's crazy because we're all reminiscing about these memories of, how stressed we were when we were memorizing these slokas like you guys, and Jeopardy. Have you guys played Jeopardy? Yeah, it's fun, right? All those things are such a good time, and they really shaped us to who we are today. And I feel like we all are amazing people for this reason, and that reason is, of course, Master G and even Auntie G. They both have done so much. They're our second parents. So. Yeah. Really take every opportunity you get here because there's so much you can do, and there's so much potential for you. There's so many things you can do to get involved within the community, within this class. So really, use that opportunity because you won't get something like this again. So, yeah.
Hare Krishna everyone, my name is Ritvik. It's nice to see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces. So Mino and Ankita basically said everything that I had in mind too. I started Gokul Bhajan, I think when I was 8 or 9, probably 9 or maybe 8 or 9 I think, or 10. But I started because my grandma, our neighbors used to, when I think Bhajan initially started, our neighbors would have Bhajan over there when we first began. And we would always hear Bhajan through our doors. We'd be hearing the Bhajans, and my grandma would always be oh, there's something going on over there, you should check it out. I hear them singing Bhajans and stuff. And one time, she was alright, you should go check this out, told my dad. So I went and sat in the class, and I was really fascinated. Back then, even now, but just Guruji's way of talking and saying the different Harikathas and stuff, and it would be I would sit in the class and all of a sudden I would be reevaluating my life by the end. So we in the beginning that's kind of how it started. Then we started becoming more consistent, and I mean I came to Bhajan until my senior year, and I think that as a person I just grew so much. When I first came, I would watch the presentations and stuff, and I always found it cool with the little cartoons and the way Guruji would have it described. about anything. Like if there was ego, he would have some funny cartoon to describe it, like a fat guy and like I don't know. I remember some like stuff in my head about it, but it was always like a really nice way of explaining it. But like in the beginning, like I would just take it in and be like, all right, you know, that's a nice story. I learned something. But towards the end, by the end of my senior year, I was like actually, you know, thinking everything out and seeing how much it affected me and like changed me as a person. Like what initially started as kind of like, you know, just coming and attending class and like chanting for the sake of it and stuff like that. By the end of it, it was like, you know, I had approached Guruji and I said, you know, we should get an app out, started with that, and it was something I was passionate about, kind of wanted to learn. And I mean, that started in like maybe my freshman year, I think, when I was like in 9th grade or 8th grade summer. And then me and Aditya, we seriously kind of took it on. And we'd go to Guruji's house and Auntie Ji, and they would like treat us really well. We would be there for like, I don't know how long. Like our parents would drop us and he'd be on the whiteboard and teaching us stuff. And like we would just get dropped off in like summer days, I don't know, like my mom would drop and Auntie would pick up or something like that. But I mean, throughout that whole process, it was just like, I think it made me more disciplined, and also I learned, like up until now, I still continue the app stuff. Like what my company does is basically started from what we did with Guruji, and I don't know, it's just Gokul Bhajan has, you know, shaped me to who I am today. And like already mentioned before by Ankita, Mino, and Guruji, I think that it's really important to take the opportunities that you're getting, because I mean, so many parents here, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've talked to some of the parents here, and they're always asking, what can I do to get my kid into a good college, or, you know, what grade should my kid get? But every single kid is going to get, you know, somewhere in the same, like, grade-wise, everyone is going to perform somewhere in the same range. It's more than the grade. Like, what parents don't realize is how much, like, the extra service that you're doing and how genuine you are. Like, that's stuff that is considered outside of just your grades. Because all of you can get 4.0s, but not all of you can give your heart out and do service like Prison Seva or I Gokulam or do these plays and theaters and stuff. So find your passion, and there's so many projects that Guruji was mentioning that are going on, and there has to be one that you're super passionate about. And I highly recommend you get yourself involved in it, because, I mean, my college essay itself was talking about how I initially started apps and what it proceeded on to. And Guruji wrote me an amazing college recommendation, and I wholeheartedly think that, I mean, that's one of the main reasons I've gotten into college and been able to, you know, grow so much in the past years. So I highly recommend, you know, come to Gokul Bhajan, be on time, and there's some things that I wish I could go back and, you know, actually do, like Prison Seva, and I hope like this summer I can learn more about it and somehow help out. But I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to helping out in the dramas. But be as involved as you can, and be passionate, and be willing to grow and learn, and I think that you can make the most out of this program. Thank you, Guruji.